In today's video, I want to share with you over 10 Christmas DIYs that you must try this year. Keep watching. So let's get started. The very first thing we need to do is we need to fluff these Christmas trees. And I actually never worked with these Christmas trees, and I've seen so many projects, on here on YouTube, and some friends have done some projects and sent me pictures with them. But I wanted to come up with something different, something you guys probably haven't seen before, and just to give you more ideas on how to use these trees, because well, they're only $1 and they really are worth the money if we just know what to do with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fluff them, and just fluff them to the side. There is no need to fluff them all the way around, so we're just going to go fluff, fluff, fluff all the way, just pulling those bristles to the side. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I could not be more excited for you to be here, because in this video, I'm going to share with you over 10 Christmas DIYs that you have to try this year. These are step-by-step instructions on how to create these beautiful Christmas DIYs that I would really like for you to give a try. They're super simple, very elegant, and really easy to make and affordable, may I say. So you guys thought I was just gonna get going without saying hi? Well, you're wrong. I just wanted to take a second to invite you to like this video and share with a friend. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, because you will not want to miss the rest of the Christmas in July, and of course the rest of the fall season coming here at Ramon at Home. So now I want to take a second to thank our brand new members. Please help me saying thank you to Loretta LeBlue, Dee Strasnick, and Bob McAllister. Thank you guys so much for claiming your badge and for supporting this channel. If you want to support this channel and become a new member and claim your badge, what you need to do is click the join button somewhere here on the screen under this video, and there's also going to be a link down in the description box below, so that way you can claim the perks that come with becoming a brand new member. You can join these guys and just join the channel today. All right, well, now I'm gonna finish the swag that I started in a second, but before I do that, I want to ask for you to share this video with your friends so they know what we're doing here on the channel. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, so what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and stagger this guy. So this is gonna be the top of our swag. So we're gonna go put it right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and insert this guy right here. And first, what I'm going to do to cover this wire is I'm gonna go ahead and swirl this bristles on it. But then to secure it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 zip ties. And so I'm going to zip tie and make sure that this stays together. And once you pull on that zip tie, if you made a mistake, you have to cut it. So be like they say, measure twice and cut once. So I'm going to go ahead and do one right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put another one up here just to really secure and make sure that that's going to stay in place. So once we have our Christmas trees attached together, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut the excess like this. And so that's how we have our swag. Look, this is going to be the frame for our teardrop swag. So then what we'll do is we're going to grab 2 of these bristles right here, and then we're going to swirl them around together like this, like so. So many of you have told me that you miss me saying like so, and I've been trying to just stay away from it. Sometimes still pops up, but so we're gonna swirl them like so, and then we're gonna go ahead and stick it on our easel. Now, a lot of you also have asked me what this easel is, and this is just a florist easel. It's used in the floral industry. If you go to any of your florists, your local florists, you can probably buy one from them. They're super affordable. They're about $13. So that's what our swag form looks like. And if you guys see, it looks just like a teardrop swag. So then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop my my deco mesh, and I'm going to go ahead and start up here. So what I want to do is I want to just do some loops here to kind of give us some girth. And what you need to do is just go ahead and pinch right here and swirl. And I'm gonna do one more right here. And I came to the bottom of it and I have some left, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. But then I'm gonna start back up because I have some left. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch right here. And the more deco mesh you have, well, the more fuller it's going to look. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch right here. Perfect. So then to continue to give it even more girth, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of this meshy ribbon that I found also at the dollar store, and that's gonna give it a lot of sparkle. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do one loop right here, just using those bristles. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach like this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do one more right here, and just make sure that you go in, and look how beautiful this sparkles. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Then I'm gonna move on to the other side. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this swag. And then also leave me a comment below and let me know if you've seen this idea done before of a swag with the Christmas trees. I know I've done some centerpieces, which we'll do. I'll show you how to do a super easy centerpiece with these Christmas trees. And I'm gonna show you a picture of it with a table and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pinch right here. Look how beautiful that sparkles, you guys. That is so pretty. All right, so I came down all the way to the bottom, and I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it on top of this deco mesh. I'm just gonna twist right there, and I'm gonna put it, I have a little bit of it left, so I think I'm gonna use it for tails. All right, so then I have my hot glue gun right here hitting, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use one of these picks, and probably just one. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert it right here, and I'm gonna secure it with some of my bristles. So basically this Christmas tree is just our base to embellish and to create a beautiful swag. Then I have one more of this right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert it on the other side, probably right around here, all the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it and push really hard so it goes all the way up, like so. And I'm just gonna go ahead and secure it with one of the bristles. And that way we have some other type of greenery and it looks absolutely beautiful. So then the next thing I wanna do is I have these picks from Walmart, and I am gonna cut them all. I'm gonna free them from their form. And also remember to save that little pick part because we can use it later. But what I'm going to do with these picks, I'm sure I'm gonna cut both of them to kind of save us some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy from its form, and I'm gonna have these guys right here. So what I'm going to do is with my hot glue gun, I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue in it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of pick them in to give us even more texture, like this. And because the hot glue gun is really hot, then it'll really stick. And as you guys can see, it really is giving it a lot of texture. And then what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna go ahead and put a few of them going up like that. They're really floppy and they're only $1 from Walmart. So I really recommend you get yourself a few. Look how pretty, they just give it that bounce texture to your swag. All right, I'm gonna add a few more right down here. Sometimes you have to glue, sometimes you don't. But if it is for outdoors, I really recommend you go ahead and glue it because it'll help it just look to stick in it. I love the way this is looking. But then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and free some of these ornaments that came from the dollar store. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ornaments for $1. And these little ornaments are perfect for projects like this because they don't have to be super, super big to show. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these little ones too. And on this one, you get 16 pieces for $1. But the packaging at Dollar Tree is always top notch. So we're gonna just go ahead and cut them. And I'm gonna free them like that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and glue a little bit of glue, and I'm gonna stick some of them right here. And I'm gonna do little clusters. These are smaller, so I want them to show. So I'm gonna do like 2, 1 of each on each side. And you can go all the way down. And that's just gonna catch the light. It's gonna give it a lot of sparkle, and it's gonna look super cute. Like this. This is a very frosty theme. All right, so then I need to get a few more of these out. Perfect. We're not gonna do a whole bunch of them just because I just want a little bit to catch the light. I'm gonna do a few more out here. And what we're going to do next is make a beautiful bow. I'm gonna add one of the little ones right there. And as you guys know, I like to work with sets of 1, 2s, and 3s. And the reason why is because when you're working with smaller elements like this, it really does help to show better. Like I'm gonna add one probably right about here. And then I'm gonna add a little one to kind of be this companion, because that way it will show better. Perfect. Oh, that looks so cute. I love it. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and make a beautiful bow for it. So I'm gonna start with some tails, and I already have a piece of ribbon. I always encourage you always to use your leftover ribbon. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and fold it like that. And by the way, leave me a comment down below if you guys want to see how at the end of the season I store my ribbons and my ornaments. If you guys want to see a video like that, just type below a comment so I can make a video for you guys. All right, so I'm basically just making a beautiful bow like this. And I'm gonna do, because this ribbon is very thin and it's a sheer ribbon, I always recommend to make a thicker bow so it shows better. But if you have a thicker ribbon that shows a lot more, then you don't really need to make very many loops. So I'm gonna go ahead and do probably 4 on each side like this. So I have 4, and then what I'm going to do is, remember that leftover ribbon that I had from the meshing material? Well, I'm gonna stick that also in as a tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one of my zip ties. She's right here on my drawer. I'm gonna drive it through, and then I'm gonna pull back, making sure that I have all of my ribbons secure. Then I'm gonna tie it very tight, like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attach this guy up here on the top. And for that, I might have to take my swag off. And then what I'm gonna do is just very tightly secure it, put it back on my stand so we can fluff this bow. And look at that, you guys, how cute is this? Oh my gosh. Then what you need to do is, you need to first of all separate your tails. And then what you need to do is do like a little loop like this and secure with the bristle, and do the same on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy right here and secure it right here. And then what you need to do is you need to just dovetail your ends like that, and we're gonna go ahead and free that one. And up here I'm just gonna go ahead and dovetail really short, and then this one a little bit longer, like so. And then this one right here. And just like that, you guys, just in minutes, you have created this gorgeous swag that is wintry. I really love how it looks at this point, but I really think it could use a few more ornaments around the bow. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and insert just a few of the smaller ornaments to give it a little bit of pop. And remember to add a few of them together. And as you guys can see, just by adding a few together, they show better. That is a secret I can give you. Never dot your ornaments, always put them together in groups. And I absolutely love the way this is looking. And I want right here. Look at that. Very simple and in a few minutes. Wasn't that swag super elegant, easy, and affordable to make? I'm telling you guys, you have to give this Christmas DIY a try this year. I really think that you will enjoy them. But now I'm gonna share with you a dual purpose DIY for Christmas, which you know is my favorite. This is going to be a beautiful centerpiece and also a beautiful swag for your door all at once under $8. Let's watch. All right, everyone, so for this fabulous Dollar Tree centerpiece using the Christmas trees, what we're going to need is obviously 2 of the mini Christmas trees in the green. We're going to use 2 zip ties. We're gonna use 4 of these picks from the dollar store, and these are my favorite this year. We're going to use 1 of these bushes of the berries and a bow that I already pre-made. So let me clear this out real quick and we're gonna get started. We're also gonna need our hot glue gun. So I'm gonna put all of my tools to the side while I take these Christmas trees out of the package. And you guys have seen the centerpieces done, but I'm still gonna show you the Ramon at home version. You guys know that I like to use Dollar Tree items and make them look a little bit more upscale, so you guys can look absolutely beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this over here to the side. So the first thing you need to do is take the stems out of it, and I also love the fact that they come with the little stems. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cross them like this, and by using my zip ties, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to secure them right here by using 2 of them, so that way we make sure that they don't move and they don't go anywhere. So basically just zip tie these 2 guys together as close as you can and pull as tight as you can. And like I said, you want to do 2 of them just to make sure that they don't shift. If you do 1, then it will shift, but if you do 2 like this, trust me when I say it is not going anywhere. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and first cut the excess, look here, and then I start the fluffing process. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and fluff out. These will look so pretty with some tall taper candles. What I want you to do also is just give it some dimension. Don't do all flat. Also put some up because it is a centerpiece, so it has to be up and down. And if we pull them up, then when we put the tapers down on the table, it helps to disguise that taper. And I will show you once I get it all finished. I'll tell you what it looks like with my taper. Some of them come like that. Save these parts because we can use those to attach to other items. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a minute to fluff this, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, you guys, so now that our mini trees are all fluffed out and it looks pretty full, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and actually put it over here to the side, and I'm gonna bring 2 of the picks that I love from the dollar store, and I'm gonna go ahead and crisscross them like this, and also using 1 of our trusty zip ties. You know, I cannot live without the zip ties. I'm gonna go ahead and attach these guys together like this, or like so. There goes another like so. I'm so trying to get away from it, but sometimes, you know, it's just because I'm a self-taught English speaker. Once you learn a word, you cannot let go of it. All right, and our bow has these 2 pipe cleaners that we attach with. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and attach my bow. I'm gonna swirl it around and very tightly just spin it around, okay? Once you have it like this, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and fluff all of your greens and make sure, you know, some of these ornaments are hiding. Make sure that you pull them up over the bow. You can pull this pine cone over here over the bow and just go ahead and fluff this bow. Make sure the tails are showing, those ornaments, those berries are showing. They're on a wire, so pull them up like that. All right. So once we have this done like this, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my centerpiece back into the picture, and now I'm gonna go ahead and attach the bow into the centerpiece, and very tightly. Once again, you wanna do this very tightly just to make sure that it goes as flat on the centerpiece. You're gonna go ahead and secure it like that. And now you can go ahead and fluff again. Make sure those tails are showing. So I'm gonna bring, because one tail is this way, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the other one all the way over and bring it over here so it's more cohesive. So I like the way this looks already. However, over here is empty. So what I did is I went ahead and put apart 2 of these picks, and I just took them apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my hot glue gun, and then I'm gonna start gluing some of these pieces, like if you can see, this is like a brush pine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right here, and that really helps to fill in. And then I have this really pretty cedar. So basically just add a little bit of glue to it, and then you can go ahead and poke it in somewhere. And I recommend you poke it like this, like sideways, so that way it is more visible. And then also what you want to do is you want to go ahead and balance what you're doing. So basically what you do on one side, you want to do on the other side. So I added one of the brush ones over here. So then I went ahead and added one of the brush ones over here. Then I added a cedar over on this side. Well, now I'm going to go ahead and add a cedar onto the other side to balance it off. So that way what is going on over here, it's also going on over here. All right, so this one also comes with this cute little berry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some glue into my berry, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach this guy right here towards the end, just making sure that I hide the stem. Then because I put one over here, we're going to go over to the other side. We're going to put some glue into our berry, and this is called balancing your arrangement. I don't know how many of you guys know, but I worked as a florist for over 10 years, and that's where I learned all of my tricks about balancing. So then it also came with some of the same pine greenery. So basically I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it in to kind of fill it in. Not so much because it needs it, but those Christmas trees they're only $1, but look what you can do with $1. If you pull apart another pick, and look, it just helps you to really fill it in. And it's going to look absolutely gorgeous for under $8. Can you guys believe that? $8, you can create something gorgeous like this. And I cannot wait to show you what it looks like on my table. All right, so then I have some of these ornaments, and they come with a wire. So basically I'm just gonna cut that wire out, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue into the ornament, and I'm just gonna go ahead and glue them in to some of my pine bristles like this, and secure them. Go ahead and hang on to it for a second. And remember, what you do on one side, you have got to go and do on the other side. That's why it's so important to work with equal amounts, because when you're balancing, you kind of need that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one out, and I'm gonna go ahead and add one more right here. Let your eye dictate where it needs it. Okay, now I have another big one over here, so I'm gonna cut that wire out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of glue. I'm gonna add this guy right here. Then I have some of these pine cones that are really, really pretty and glittered. I want this guy to be a little bit more in a prominent spot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and lift my bow right here, and I'm gonna put it right here. And that's turning out really cute. Now I also have some of these berries from the bundle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull the stem out and just keep the berries. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue. Now here's something I want you to know. So this is our core right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here, and then I'm going to go across from my core, and I'm gonna do one right here. Then I'm gonna get a few more just to show you one more time. Then I'm gonna do the opposite. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go right here and glue it in, and then I'm gonna go opposite sides, and I'm gonna glue in yet another one, just by adding some glue. So if you guys can see, it balanced the whole centerpiece very well. And then I have two left, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and extend that by adding all the way to the end, and that way it's going to look so much better. Look, now we're extending to one side, and we're gonna go ahead and extend to the other side right here. And just like that, you guys, you have a gorgeous, gorgeous centerpiece for your Christmas table, and under $8. How about that? If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I love doing dual purpose DIYs, especially for Christmas. And this year, this particular swag was so much fun and affordable and just under $8. And right now, I want to share with you a beautiful technique on how to decorate a gorgeous, elegant, glam Christmas tree. Let's watch. All right, you guys, so the very first thing we're going to do on this tree is going to be the ribbon. And like I mentioned to you before, we have this gorgeous rose gold, this mica flake that's absolutely stunning. And then I'm also gonna use some really basic silver and gold that I found at my local craft store. But these are gonna be the stars of the show. And for this video, I wanna show you some different techniques. So as usual, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this on the floor, and I'm gonna start by dovetailing my very end of my ribbon, so that way it is finished. And on this video, I wanna show you a very different technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pinch right here and give me a little tail. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a loop, and then I'm gonna pinch right here like this, and you have to pinch really, really hard right here. Then what you wanna do is you wanna twist so the pretty side is up, and you fold it. You wanna make sure that you have two loops about the same size, right? So, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a wire that I have already pre-cut, and I'm gonna go ahead and just really tightly hold with my wire right here, so that way I have this pretty loop. And then with the wire that I attach, I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here on my vase, and then just go all the way down to the vase right here, and with your wire just go ahead and attach, so we have this bow right here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my really pretty ribbon, the one with the mica flake, and I'm gonna go ahead and the exact same thing. So basically just fold like this, go ahead and dovetail. I feel so bad about cutting this ribbon because it's so pretty. But then I'm gonna go ahead and give me myself a little dovetail. I'm gonna pinch really, really hard right here, and I'm gonna make a bow twist so your bow is pretty. And on that one I did a 2 loop, and on this one I'm gonna do a 3 loop. So just twist and go ahead and give yourself yet another loop. So we're gonna have a trio right here. So I'm gonna grab a wire. This is a different technique, like I said. I just wanted to show you something different on this video because we've been doing the same thing, I feel like, all the time. So why not show you some of the tricks of the trade that I learned working as a florist. All right, so what I'm going to do, I have my trio right here. Just go ahead and give him this little flap, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach on the exact same spot right here with my wires. And that's why you wanna use a wire, so that way you can go ahead and attach. And as you guys can see, at the same time you're building the topper, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right there. So now I'm gonna grab the gold, and this is very inexpensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my dovetail. And for this particular one, I'm gonna go ahead and do a 4 loop so we can start filling in the gaps of our topper. Now, because it is the least expensive one, we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do a 4 loop, and then I'm gonna grab one of my wires right here and just go ahead and wire this guy together like this. And you're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna go over to this side, so we start filling in right here on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach with my wire right here. Just make sure that you do attach it because you don't want your bows crashing down. All right, like that, and you can start fluffing all of those bows. Look how pretty that's starting to look. But we have one last ribbon, so we're gonna go ahead and use this silver one. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on the floor, and do the exact same thing. And like I told you, this is the least expensive ribbon. So what we're going to do now is we're gonna go ahead and do a 5 loop. This is up to you how many loops you wanna do, but you wanna, like I said, use less loops with the pretty ribbons, and then with your least expensive ribbons, you can just go ahead and go as wild as you want. Make as big as a bow as you want. So there's 4, so I'm gonna go ahead and twist one more. And even though there's no print, it is just good if you get used to twisting your bows. And I am super excited about this look because you guys know I love me a really good glam look. And if you have not seen that wreath that we did that is going to be really similar to this, I really recommend it. I'm going to put it down in the description box below, which it was inspired by the Glam Christmas tree from last year. All right, so once I fluffed all of these loops, I'm going to go ahead and grab my wires, and there's the hole right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bow right here and just make sure that I attach with my wire over on the back. Twist those wires together, and look at that. Now you have a really pretty bow right here. You have all of your ribbons going down. Flap this guy right here. And so now the fun part starts. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I put this gold ribbon over to this side because that's where it belongs. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my really pretty rose gold ombre ribbon. I'm gonna pinch right here, and I'm gonna go all the way on the tree. Then I'm gonna twist right there to make sure that you secure it. And then I wanna actually zigzag it to my left. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it another one right here. Pretty big loop. Then I'm gonna go as far as I can on the tree, and then I'm gonna go ahead and attach with the bristles like that. And so now I'm gonna move forward over to this side, and I'm gonna go ahead and pinch right here. And I'm gonna go as far as I can. I'm gonna grab my bristles, and I'm just gonna go ahead and attach. And then I'm gonna do one more coming all the way down to here. I'm gonna pinch, I'm gonna grab my bristles, and then I'm going to attach. And as you guys can see, we started on this side, but we actually ended on this side by doing these loops. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this silver right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. So I'm sorry if I gave you my back, but I'm just trying to do it right so you guys can actually see how I do this technique. So I went ahead and did one right here. I'm gonna have to cross over to this side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do yet another loop, a big one right here. And what you need to do is you really need to go as far as you can into the tree, and just don't do it too tight. That way you can pull if you need a little bit of ribbon. Then you're gonna do the exact same thing right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab some of these bristles and tie it. And then we're gonna go ahead and do one more and just go ahead and attach it right there all the way to the bottom. With this particular one, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and give it a big loop like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attach right here. Just give it that big of a loop. I'm gonna go down one right here. And then I'm gonna start moving over to this side right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and give it a big loop. And I'm actually going to go ahead and meet it with the silver one right here. So using the exact same bristles, so that way it looks like they came from the same side. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give it a big loop, and I'm gonna keep moving to my left. This is a really fun technique, and it is a ribbon technique that if you have a bigger tree and not a lot of ornaments, you can use a lot of your ribbons, and you can save yourself some money with the ornaments because it's all about the ribbon. All right, so now I have this really pretty, my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do one loop right here. And then just go ahead and make sure that that one shows because it's the prettiest ribbon on our tree. Then I'm gonna start going over to this side right here. And as you guys can see how these two crisscross and how beautiful it looks. This is the whole point of this. Make sure you have your really pretty ribbon showing like this. Go ahead and grab it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and meet right here with this gold ribbon mitt, this silver one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of my ribbons. So be sure you dovetail by going opposite like this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy like this, and this pretty one as well. Now the fun part is going to be the next step, which I'm really excited for you guys to see. I have one more ribbon to cut. So I'm gonna cut this ribbon. I'm gonna get all my ribbons back ready to be used, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Alright you guys, so here is a tip I have to give you is when you're doing this technique, what you need to do is just step away from your tree for a little bit and look at it and see where you need to do. So I already went ahead and did that, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by doing yet another one of my bow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a three loop bow for this particular one, and it is made out of a silk material. It is such a pretty and fun fabric, and I cannot recommend it. It is really good quality and it has this ombre effect. But we know my favorite is this one because look how gorgeous the sparkle. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, so I have a 3 loop. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of my wires, and I'm gonna go ahead and secure it very tightly right here. And then what I'm gonna show you is that I'm gonna go ahead and fluff this bow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. So I'm gonna attach it to the tree right here. And all you have to do is swirl that rivet or that wire into your tree, and look at that. So then what you need to do is you need to start doing your loops. So I'm gonna do one right here. Then I'm gonna do yet another one going down right here. And that gives you a bow, which is a focal point, and it just weaves in with all the other ribbons. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead the exact same thing, but I'm gonna do one with this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dovetail my ribbon like this. Then I'm gonna do a 3 loop bow. A 3 loop bow is more of a showstopper than a 2 loop bow. So that's why I like to, as I move down, I like to move on to like bigger and better bows because they show better on your tree, right? So I'm gonna do a 2, you could do a 4, but we're gonna save some ribbon by just doing 3. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a 3rd one right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my wire. Now these wires I pre-cut myself. They come on a bolt. You can find this in any craft store, but just by going ahead and pre-cutting all of your wires, then you will save yourself a lot of time. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and look how pretty this is. You just have to fluff your bow like this. Look how gorgeous this is. I'm not just saying that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to one of my bristles just by swirling around like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ribbon and loop right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move forward to this side, just like this. Look how gorgeous this is looking. I'm so excited. And this one we're just gonna go ahead and dovetail right here. We're gonna give it a small shape like this. And then you just go ahead and crinkle your ribbon like this. And you know what? I feel like we could use another one right here going down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because this is the most beautiful ribbon we have. We're gonna make sure that we use all of it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie this really tight. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, after I fluff, I'm gonna go ahead and go as far in as I can right here. Then just wrap my wire, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go down following this direction. So I'm gonna cross you over to this side, and look at this. How beautiful. Just go ahead and dovetail like this, and go ahead and pinch right here. Go as far in as you can on the tree, so that way it looks intentional, like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do one more all the way to the bottom, right here, with these two meet. So far, so good. Let me dovetail these two because I don't want, somebody already called me out once and they say, you didn't dovetail your ribbons. When I'm making these videos, sometimes I'm just doing things and I forget to really do the things that I told you guys you should do. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do a silver here going this way and then a gold right here going this way. I'm going to do that real quick and I'll be right back with you, okay? Stay tuned. All right, you guys, so we're almost done with our ribbon, and how beautiful is this looking? I also love it, but I do feel like we need one right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this really pretty silk ombre one. So just once again, just go ahead and do one bow. If I can do this, so can you, so don't be afraid to just use your pretty ribbons. You know, I used to be so afraid of cutting my beautiful ribbons that I used to literally hide the bolt inside of the tree. It's so embarrassing, but don't be afraid to cut it, because if it doesn't work for another purpose right now, it'll work for another next year. You know, like I said, we're gonna do so many projects with the exact same product, and I really do encourage you to go ahead and invest in beautiful ribbon, and then just when at the end of the season, go ahead and save it, and then that way you can use it next year for a different purpose. So I have my 3-loop bow right here, so I'm gonna go ahead as far as I can on the tree right here. I'm gonna swirl it on one of my bristles, and look how pretty that is right there. Just go ahead and fluff, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bring the pretty side up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and, somebody already called me out too for saying I'm gonna go ahead, so I don't know what else to say other than I am gonna go ahead and do this right here. Let me get my scissors, but it's part of the gig. All right, so that is going to be our last bow, and look how pretty this is. This reminds me of Marie Antoinette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so because the tree now is so full with ribbons, you guys, this is gonna be the easiest Christmas tree you ever put together. And I have pre-wired all of my ornaments. I'm gonna probably disappear here for a second. So I'm gonna grab all of my gold ones first. And I only have 4 because I'm just gonna go ahead and use these gold ones to fill in on bigger spots, like right here. You go ahead and just grab that wire. Like I said, if you pre-wired that ornament, look, it stays exactly where you want. And remember, what happens on the left has to happen right here on the right. And then also, because you only have a certain amount of it, you have to make sure that you have all the way up to the tree. And this is going to fill it in right now so beautifully. And as you can see, you will not need very many ornaments, because your ribbons are doing all of the work with this particular tree. But look how gorgeous that is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ornament that is pre-wired like this, and I'm gonna start right here. And then how easy it is just with one hand. Look at that. You don't even need both hands. So I'm gonna start right there. Then I'm gonna move over to this side. And I really recommend that when you are doing a Christmas tree, just go ahead and go from one side to the next. That way your tree is balanced. Look how pretty that is. Just bring your ribbons forward. So I'm gonna cross you over to this side now. Let's see, I feel like we need one right here. Like that, and you can just pull your ribbon forward. Let's see, we need some towards the bottom. Always don't forget to the bottom, because, you know, I was looking at my last Christmas tree. I decorated the one for the kids with the elf. If you have not seen it, it's linked down below. But I feel like there was no ornaments towards the bottom, you guys. We have to not forget about our ornaments on the bottom, because you don't want your tree to look bare. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it, and then just go ahead and swirl it like that. And then fluff your ribbons. And I have one last one, so I'm gonna bring it over to the bottom right here. Now here is my favorite one that they sent us, and it is this beautiful pine cone that it looks like mercury glass, but it's actually shatterproof full mercury glass. And I have 3 small ones. And I left one with a string, because I showed you on the last Christmas tree the trick that you can just grab your stem right here. I'm gonna put these 2 down actually so you can see. So you grab your stem right here, you put your string, and then you swirl that string until it is where you want it to be. I particularly just rather take the time and then wire mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here on the top. Look how easy it is, just 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, I'm gonna go ahead and do one probably over here, like this, right in the middle of my bow. Fluff that bow. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the larger ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one right here. Just swirl that, let it show like this. And then I'm gonna go and put this one, let's see, right here. Thumbs up if you like this idea. I love the color palette. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right here on the bottom. Okay, so I have two styles of the 4-day scent. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this really pretty brush pine, and then also the absolutely stunning that I am so in love with, the one with the jewels. We're gonna have to cut this because they're super long, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to add this stem. So the glitter stops right here. There's no glitter over this way. So that's where I want you to bend down, and that's what's gonna be inserted into the tree. So all of this is what I call your money maker, and that's what you have to let out of the tree. So as you can see, it just extends your tree all the way out, and all you have to do is bend where the glitter stops a bit. I did not know that a few years ago, so I'm so glad that I learned that. I hope it comes in handy to you. And don't forget to fluff every single wire that comes on your tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. Step ladder motion going down, remember? So I'm gonna go ahead and bend right here where the glitter ends. Go ahead and fluff all of my stems. I'm gonna go ahead and add this right here. And look at that. Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. Now you wanna make sure that you leave space for the other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do probably 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring one right here. You know, I just noticed that I do say go ahead a lot. I'm gonna try and stop and not say that, so, but I'm not promising anything. So I'm gonna put one right here coming out of the side, and if you want them to be really secure, just go ahead and grab that stem and twist it around. Let's see where else. I'm gonna put one on the top, coming out of the top like this. Let me see. Make sure it doesn't go over on the side like that. And I have one more I'm gonna put on this side. Yeah, it needs one on this side. Right here. So just grab your bristle and twist it around the stem, and it'll stay right there. So now we have my favorite one, which is absolutely stunning, but I do need to cut about 5 inches. But the good thing is that they give you the option that you can cut it yourself. And I'm gonna go ahead and put all of this gorgeousness right here. I'm gonna grab this and twist it right here to secure it. And look at that. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely stunning. I will give you a close-up here in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and come on this side, put one on the bottom right here, twist it like that. Look, look, look. So gorgeous. I have a few more and we'll be done. I cannot wait to read your comments. So please leave me a comment down below and let me know, what do you think about this particular theme? I am having so much fun. Okay, so I thought I would take a second to show you guys a little behind the scenes of what happens when you decorate one of these Christmas trees for YouTube. And so we have all of our mess right here. As you guys can see, I've been prepping. We have our camera right here, ready to shoot with all of our lights. And over here we have the Christmas tree. As you guys can see, all of the ribbons, lanterns already in place, some of the ornaments already in place, so it's time to get started. How about that behind the scenes? Wasn't that a mess? But that's just how it is when you are a decorator and a content creator. The good thing is that you can see the whole home tour in the description box below, so you guys can see how the house looked like, all cleaned up and finished. All right, so now I'm going to give you some ideas on how to create some fabulous DIYs on a budget. There's going to be 2 wreaths and a beautiful little centerpiece that I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's watch. All right, everyone, so for this candy cane project, what we're going to need is, of course, our candy cane form. We're going to need 2 of these picks from the dollar store. We're going to need a little bit of ribbon, and I picked this really beautiful red with the gold lame backing. It's just absolutely gorgeous. We're going to need 3 of these deco mesh rolls in red, as well as 2 on the white. I'm gonna put those to the side. Then we're going to need our wire cutters and our scissors. So I'm going to start by removing all of the tags out of my components because I really hate looking at these tags. You guys, if you've been following Ramon at home for a while, then you know that I really don't think they should put this many tags and so secured. My goodness, we're not stealing the items. We're paying for them and they're only $1. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go put those on the side, and I'm gonna bring these pipe cleaners. I have 2 in silver and 2 in red. So what I want to do is I wanna cut them all very small. So I'm gonna cut them in half first, and then after that I'm gonna gather them again and then cut in half one more time. So we have mini pipe cleaners. All right, so to make this beautiful wreath, what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and start with the red, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pinch like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and secure. I'm gonna fold this right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and secure down here on the bottom. So just go ahead and find a way to really secure this, and that's why I like these pipe cleaners. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fold it one more time, and then secure again. This can be a little tricky, but once you get going, then there's no stopping. All right, so that's one secure like that. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull my deco mesh material right through. I'm gonna do a wave like this. Then I'm gonna go over and do another one and just pull. And then I'm gonna go over and insert through the slot right here one more time and then pull. Once you have 3 of them about the same size, what you need to do is you need to squish down, and then you're gonna go over all the way over again. Then you're gonna pull one more time. And you want to repeat this step probably about 6 times. So I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna skip over, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull one more time. I'm gonna skip over, and then I'm going to pull one more time. About this, and then you wanna squish down. Then you wanna go ahead and start over one more time. So just go all the way over and pull, skip over, pull one more time, skip over, then pull one more time. So you wanna use about half the roll of this mesh material, and as you guys can see, it's creating this poof. So we're gonna do one more time just because we have the space. So basically I just pulled over and I'm gonna pull, then I'm gonna go over one more time and pull like this, and then I'm gonna go all the way over, and then I'm gonna go ahead and insert one more time through here, and then I'm going to pull like that. So it gives you this really pretty tight. Then what you need to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut right here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut, and I'll show you what you need to do is you need to grab another one of your mini pipe cleaners, and you're gonna go ahead and secure right here to the corner. So basically just do it like this, and then tightly tie it to the corner, and then cut the excess. So this is what's gonna look like, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and start with the white. So we're gonna go ahead and secure the white to the bottom. I'm gonna flip it around. So right here, if you guys can see right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure my pipe cleaner through right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and twist one time just so it's secure on the wire, like this. Then what I wanna do is I wanna secure my mesh right here, very tightly. One more time, if you wanna go over and under, and just attach one more time and spin. That way you secure that it's very secure. So now what we need to do is we need to repeat that step. So we're just gonna basically pull a little loop like this, and then you go over and then you pull one more time. So I think this is very self-explanatory, as you guys can see. And you're gonna go one more time, and then what you do is you push down and then you go back all the way over, and then you're gonna pull one more time, then skip over to the next one and pull one more time. See, creating those loops, and then you're gonna skip over to the next one and you're gonna pull one more time right here like that, and then you're gonna pull down, and we're gonna do it one more time. So I'm gonna continue to do this, you guys, until I fill this candy cane. And of course you have to skip from white to red to white to kind of create the candy cane shape, but it's super easy, as you guys can see. So let me finish this and I'll be right back with you and show you the next step. All right, everyone, so this is what our candy cane looks like. I think it turned out so cute, but I feel like it needs a little treatment right here. And I have seen this done before with like where you just wrap the candy cane. However, I really like how thick this turned out. So I'm gonna put it to the side right here so I can show you the next step. And what we're going to do is we're gonna grab 2 of these picks. And what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and attach them like this by using one of our trusted zip ties. This is going to be the easiest way you can do one of these swags, just by attaching one of these guys to 2 of these picks. Just pull really tight, like so, and go ahead and cut the excess. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that little excess, and you have yourself a little swag. Look how cute this is. You can fluff it, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna actually go ahead and bend it down like this, and then what you wanna do is pull all those elements out to fluff it out. I'm gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna make a little bow. And I want just short, sweet tail. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and first of all dovetail this guy right here. And then I'm gonna do a very simple bow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a tail. And then I'm gonna do a little loop right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on the floor because it's easier. Just go ahead and twist, pinch, probably about 6 inches. Then we're gonna go ahead and pinch one more time. We're gonna probably do 2 loops on each side. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And actually I'm gonna do one more right here, like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab one of these zip ties as well, because this ribbon is really thick. So what I recommend is you use a zip tie instead of doing a wire, because it can hurt your fingers. And look how easy this is, just by pulling like this. We cut the excess. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab one of our pipe cleaners, and once our bow is finished, we go ahead and fluff, pulling this tail down. And let me go ahead and dovetail this one right here, like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive one of these pipe cleaners through, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull back, and I'm gonna attach this to my little swag, like this. And I'm gonna spin it around, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach it, pulling really tight. And I'm gonna use this leftover pipe cleaner. So I'm gonna bring my candy cane right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and attach it right here. And just by pushing really hard, I'm gonna flip it over. And what you wanna do is you're gonna go ahead and use these pipe cleaners and just attach really tight. And voila, you have yourself a beautiful candy cane. Go ahead and fluff your ribbons. I'm gonna hang this in the door and show you what it looks like. All right, everyone, so for this project, what we're going to need is one of these Dollar Tree wicker wreath forms. We're gonna use a packet of this ties. These are the greenery ties, and then also 5 of these berry bushels. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and just insert some of these right here and then just kind of twist around. We just want a little bit of greenery on the wreath. We don't want to cover all of it, but we just want it to peekaboo. And as you guys can see, I'm just adding by inserting this wire into the wreath. It's very simple. So basically you just want to braid it. You can go in and out, and then just gonna go ahead and twist like this, and then just go ahead and insert right here. So we're gonna go ahead and cover most of it, not all of it, because we really need to just have a little bit of green. So I'm gonna go ahead and add like this, twist, then add right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here, twist. And it looks like we're gonna need one more. At this point, you could glue that if you wanted to, but you guys know I like to recycle my materials. So I'm not gonna go ahead and glue it just because we know we'll need this for other projects. All right, so I have one more right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and twist. As you guys can see, it just gives it a little bit of greenery to our wreath. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of these guys right here. And you guys know that I like to cut them all at once because, well, it makes my life easier. So just go ahead and cut all of your berries, and also keep in mind that I like to keep the rest of this stem to make ornament picks. So I'll just go ahead and put them right here to the side. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of this right here. If you guys are enjoying this Christmas series, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I'm sure having a ball, and I wanna thank you guys so much for watching all of these videos. It really wouldn't be possible without you, so thank you so much. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead, first of all, let's remove these pesky tags. They like to put these tags on these picks like we're gonna steal them or something. All right, so what you wanna do is you wanna go ahead and cut a little bit shorter, because what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and insert this guy into our wreath form like this. And what we're going to do is we're gonna go all the way around right here. And this is so easy, look, it just goes right in. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another one. This little wreath could be so pretty on the back of a chair, could be pretty on a window, on a cabinet. And it doesn't matter how small or large your wreath is, what you need to do is you need to continue this shape by going around the perimeter. And once again, you could glue right now if you wanted to, but I'm not going to, just because I will probably reuse the materials next year. If it was for retail, of course, then you have to. So I know some of you make these projects to sell, so then for that I would recommend you glue these projects together. And this bushel is only $1, you guys, and it has about 4 berries, and I only bought about 5 of these bushels. Our bushes, I know it's not called bushel. I don't know why I continue. And what you need to do is, like, once you went out, what you need to do is go back in, and you want to go make sure that you alternate, so that way your wreath starts to look fuller. And I remember I worked at this store where these wreaths were so expensive because this popcorn berry is just so outrageously expensive. And so one day I decided that I could do it myself. So I really encourage you that if you see something out on the market and if you like it, just go ahead and give it a try. If this is something you think you can do, just go ahead and give it a try, and you will be impressed as to how easy it really is. And right here, my other secret I can give you is, once you insert your stem, just go ahead and continue to flip around. That way, it will stay balanced. And then also, if you're not gonna glue, what I recommend is just to leave the stem longer. Don't cut it too short, because that way, it'll stick further into the form, and it'll be harder for it to come out. As you guys can see, it really is becoming a really full wreath. And then also make sure that they pop up, because that makes it look more natural. I love the way this is looking, you guys. This is so pretty. Look, and where you have spaces like this, just go ahead and insert one all the way in. That way it looks way fuller. Once again, these tags, my goodness, they put like 50 tags per. This one's a little too long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a clip. Now I'm gonna go ahead and out right here. And always, always, always spin your wreath. And that's what's gonna give it that really balanced look. And every time you see an empty spot at this point, just go ahead and insert one of your berries. And I know this little wreath right here, it's no more than like $6 to make, and it will retail for at least 15. So you're really saving yourself some money by making it yourself. As you guys can see, it's looking really full. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spin it around because I feel like it needs one right here. All right, so this is what it looks like so far, but I think we're gonna go ahead and add a cute little bow. So let me get my ribbons ready and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I have this leftover Dollar Tree ribbon with a little bit of gold. It's a wire edge ribbon. And I'm gonna make a cute little bow. I don't want anything too fancy or extravagant. So just basically I'm gonna do a tiny little bow just to give this wreath a little bit of pizzazz. So I think a 4 loop would be just fine. So there's 2, 3, and 4. And then what you need to do is just pinch right here, cut your ribbon. Oh, look, it was just perfect. I'm gonna put that to the side. And then I'm gonna grab one of these pipe cleaners that I have right here. The color doesn't matter, but I so happen to have some red ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put my pipe cleaner through. And I'm gonna go ahead and tie back and pull really, really tight. And once I do the first tie right here, what I like to do is open this right here and then pull that tail down and spin again. And the reason why is because that will pull your tail down like that. Then I'm gonna bring my wreath back up and I'm gonna go ahead and tie this guy to the top right here just to add a sweet little touch. Just go ahead and give it a little fluff like this. Dovetail your edges if you need to, like that. And look at that, you guys. How cute is this berry wreath? They can go on the back of a chair. It can go on a window. Absolutely love it. All right, you guys, so for this project, what we're going to need is a little red container, some Florals foam. I'm gonna use one of these picks of red berries from the dollar store, as well as 2 of the berry ornamental ones from the dollar store as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get my foam out of this package because I need to cut a little piece. So what I'll do is just cut right here. And then with my own scissors, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and make a little mark right here, and then just basically cut my foam like this. And as you guys can see, it cuts it really, really easily. So then what I'm gonna do is get this out of the package, and then I'm gonna shave the corners just so I can insert my foam. Make it a little bit more round. And as you guys can see, this foam is really easy to cut. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep shaving until it is able to go in like this. All right, let me clean this real quick. All right, so once we have our foam in place, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put it to the side and I'm gonna start pulling these picks apart. As you guys can see, it is super easy. So you wanna make sure that you get all of them apart because we're gonna insert them into this container. However, we're gonna insert them all separately to kind of balance it out a little bit more. So as you guys can see, it is super easy because they're just basically taped together. And so you just have to like split them apart like this. I love these ornaments, they're so cute. All right, so once we have it all apart, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put it right here to the side. And I'm gonna bring my container back with me. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert the longest parts first. And so one of This picks came with one of these right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert one right here. Then I'm gonna go opposite side right here. And as you guys can see, just 2 picks is really enough to make something beautiful. So I'm gonna continue to go and always spin around to balance your creation. I also love this cedar that came with. As you guys can see, I'm only using what came with these picks. These holly leaves, just go ahead and give them a little fluff and insert them in there. So basically, you're just giving this pick a new life, a new purpose, like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna cut all of these berries out of the package, like this. Remember to keep your stem because you need those. Right, and then I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add these berries right here. This one's a little long, so cut it short. Cut it as short as you need it. Right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and insert right here. Like this. It's getting a little tight, but just keep pushing until you can insert your berry. Like that. And all you need is 4, as you can see. 4 really do go a long way. Like that. Then what you need to do is you need to insert all of these glitter berries that came with your picks to give them a little bit more pizzazz. And remember to always spin your arrangement around. Then it came with this pine cone right here, so I'm gonna add those closer to the rim of the container. And if it won't go in, just make sure you twist those around so it becomes stronger. See, that way you can really push it in. And I'm gonna spin it around. And I'm gonna do another one on this side. And I love the fact that they come with a little bit of glitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert this guy right here. And then we have all these ornaments, and I think we'll just add a few of them. Once again, just go ahead and twist these guys to kind of create a pick like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert one right here on the top. Like so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add another smaller one just right here to the rim, pushing down. And I think actually I'm gonna add a third one. So as you guys can see, that was a pick we're supposed to use as a pick. However, just by changing and adding a few more elements, it really helped you create this beautiful floral arrangement. And this is gonna go on my desk, and I cannot wait to show you what it looks like. Are you guys enjoying these DIYs? I would really appreciate if you do to give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. Let them know what we're doing here on the channel. And also be sure to follow me on my social medias, Facebook and Instagram. The links are going to be down below. All right, so now I'm gonna share with you real quick a whimsical Christmas tree that I really think you're going to enjoy. And right after that, you will see how we create a beautiful swag for the front door to match this beautiful Christmas tree. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so before we start, I just want to mention that before you get going with your swag, you have to fluff your swag, go in all directions, because these come really flat when they come out of the package. And then also I have pre-wired our main character, which is going to be this little guy right here. So he's gonna be right here to the side. But before we do that, I have to go ahead and get started with the ribbons. And I have this really pretty ribbon. Now all of these materials are going to be the same materials that we use on the Whimsical Elf tree. If you have not seen the Whimsical Elf tree, I'm gonna link it up right here, right now, and also in the description box below, because there you can find all of the materials that we use for this tree. But we're gonna use this candy cane ribbon. I'm gonna use the polka dot ribbon, exact same ribbons that I used, actually the leftover ones, these really pretty fun glitter polka dot, and then also these really cool stripes. So there's going to be 4 ribbons. I have my wires pre-cut right here with me, and then also my scissors and my wire cutter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop this on the floor, and I'm gonna start with this one because it is the thickest out of all of them. So it's gonna cover a lot of the perimeter of our wreath. So I'm gonna start with a dovetail like that. You guys have seen me do this before, so I'm just gonna pinch right here, and then I'm going to fold under, fluffing my bow and making a really pretty bow. Then you're gonna twist, and then you're gonna go ahead and do another bow. Now you have to have really good quality ribbons to kind of create this really pretty bow effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and do yet another one right here. This is going to be mainly ribbons on this swag, and it's gonna be so much fun. You guys will just see. So I'm gonna do a 4-loop bow right here, like this. This is gonna be our main ribbon. I'm gonna grab one of my wires right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and twist on the back really tight. I cannot stress that enough to you guys. You have to do it really tight. Then I'm gonna grab these wires, and I'm gonna go ahead and start right here on the top, flipping our ribbon. And you can always take your swag out of your stand. A lot of you guys ask me where I got this stand. This is actually a funeral wreath stand. You can find this at any of your florists. If you live in the California area, any floral supply like Shinoda Design Center has this type of ribbon. So I have a 4-loop bow right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bring this guy, the polka dot one with the greens and the reds, and I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail. And I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. So basically do 1 loop like this. Then I'm going to fold under. And for this particular bow, because it is a smaller ribbon, you want the loops to be a little bigger than the other one, because this one, you don't want it to overpower all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do maybe a 3. So we're gonna do a 3-loop bow. And remember, what we're doing basically is building the bow on the top by adding different ribbons and different bows. I love this technique. It is so much fun. It is super easy to decorate any ribbon, tree, wreath. And as you guys can see, just by adding that right here is creating your bow. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the loops. Just make sure that you take it off, and then you twist all of these wires together. And then at the end, you can cut the excess. This particular swag does come with a hanger on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that my ribbon is all ready like this, as you guys can see. Then I'm gonna add the 3rd one, which is going to be this polka dot one right here. So I'm gonna add that to the floor, and I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail my ribbon. And with this particular one, I'm going to do a 2-loop. So once again, you always start with your dovetail end, and then you go ahead and do your bow, but this big, and then you're gonna grab your wire. It is easier if you have your wires already pre-cut, and I've told you this, guys, many times before. This is a 22 gauge wire that comes on a bolt, and I just take the time to pre-cut it. That way it's faster. So basically we're gonna go ahead and add the 3rd ribbon, and look how fun that is already. Then you fold, and then you find your wire back here, and it's getting a little tight, just like this. Then of course we fluff all of our bows, and we're gonna hang this guy back into our stand. Look how fun that is. All right, so far we have 3. I'm gonna add the 4th one. How fun is this? And for this particular one, because it is the smallest one, I'm gonna go ahead and do a 3, but not without dovetailing this guy right here. I cannot wait for you guys to see the end result. This is gonna be so much fun. Once again, if you have any kids or grandkids, I really recommend to do something fun with them, especially this year. You know, it's been so tough on everybody, and the kids just, basically Christmas is for the children, and so I really recommend to do something fun for them this year. So whether it's a technique or the characters, just give them something extra special, because it has been a tough year for everybody. So I am gonna do something fun for my little nephew who's only 1 year old, and I cannot wait for him to see what we're doing for the holiday season. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right here on the other side to complete our bow. So one more time, I'm gonna unhook it, and then I'm going to go ahead and just find a way all the way around and grab that wire on the back and then just twist them around. And as you guys can see, that gave us a super fun bow on the top. And I'm gonna go ahead and just hang it back up. And you have all of the ribbons. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This really is cute. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and start with this guy. I'm gonna bring it over to this side. Then I'm gonna give it a loop right here. I'm gonna pinch. And once again, go all the way into the swag to create that loop, all right? Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy right here and giving it a bigger loop, because remember, we're gonna add some other items, so you want those loops to be extra fluffy because they are going to get lost if you don't fluff this guy right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy and make one more loop by pinching right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way basically to the root of the swag, and look at that. Now remember, we always fluff these bows at the end, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy right here. And I'm gonna kind of go ahead and bring it to this, actually over here to the corner. So there's something on the outside. Now I'm gonna stop right here because, like I told you, this character is going to be our main character on this swag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy. So I already pre-wired it. So I just basically attach it to the waist. You know what I just noticed? That I still have the tag hanging from this guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that because tags are tacky, remember? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it, I have my focal point right here. Then I don't want it to go all the way down and cover the bottom. I want it to be about 2/3 down from the swag, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach. So I'm gonna take my swag one more time off the stand just so I can put this character in here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab those two wires, and I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way to the back. Do you know, at this point, if you have a little elf that can help you, I really recommend the help. Because as you guys can see, it's a little tough, but we're gonna get it done. All right, after wrestling with my little character right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the swag back into my stand so we can continue on. But as you guys can see, he just creates a really fun focal point right here that's gonna look extra fun on your door. So then I'm gonna continue with my loops. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna now bring this guy forward over this way, and then I'm gonna pinch right here. And then remember to go all the way in so the ribbon looks like it's being intentional coming out of the swag. And then I skipped over to this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right here, creating a loop, twisting those ribbon wires on it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here. So I'm gonna do a bigger loop. You know, some ribbons are a little bit more difficult to work with, and I really do believe the quality does matter when it comes down to ribbon. The better the quality, the more and easier it is to work with them than if you don't have quality ribbons. So far so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and then bring this guy, do another loop right here. I don't want him to get lost, so therefore I'm not gonna go ahead and swap ribbons at this point. So I'm just gonna continue on that side. As I weave them in and out on this side, as you guys can see, I'm alternating. On this side, I'm just keeping it simple because he's on that side. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and swap over here. I'm gonna go ahead and do another loop, attach right here with my bristle. Then this guy right here, I'm gonna go ahead and pinch. How fun is this? This is so cute. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy right here and pinch and do yet another loop like this. All right, so I think at this point I'm just gonna dovetail some of my ribbons, and we'll fluff at the end, of course, because there's going to be more elements of ribbon coming your way. So at this point, I just recommend to dovetail all of your ribbons, or you can just cut and then at the end we'll dovetail. All right, you guys, so far we've added our main character right here. He's looking outside, and then I weaved all of the ribbons and did those dovetails. But now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of these ribbon that I have left over, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do some fun bows. So I'm gonna dovetail right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a bow. But this occasion, I'm gonna do a 2 right here on my hand. Then I'm gonna bring this other ribbon that is super fun, and I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail this ribbon, as you guys can see. Thumbs up if you guys are having fun this holiday season. I am having so much fun teaching you all of these tricks of the trade, and it's just been so much fun creating all of these looks for you guys. And I really just hope that you are enjoying these videos this holiday season. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 loop twist, and then do another loop right here. And I'm gonna do 3 of these guys right here. Then I'm gonna grab a 3rd ribbon right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy right here. And for this particular one, I'm just gonna do a 1 loop just to give it that extra accent of ribbon. I'm gonna cut right here. So now what you need to do is grab your wire like this, and we're gonna wire all of this together, and look how easy it is. Just by really tightly, I cannot stress that enough. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut this guy right here. We'll dovetail in a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do this bow right here. Just go all the way in to the swag so it looks intentional. And just swirl that wire into some of your bristles all the way in, pulling your ribbon in so it looks like it grew out of the swag. And look how fun. So now you have a bigger bow right here. You have a small bow right here with all of the ribbons. Go ahead and dovetail all of your ribbons like the ones I didn't finish, like that. We're gonna go ahead and dovetail this guy here. All right, everyone, so I went ahead and pre-wired some of these really basic red ornament and as well as some green ones, and that's what I'm gonna go ahead and add first. So I'm gonna go and push my ornament all the way to the inside right here, and just by grabbing that wire, swirl that into one of your bristles. It should stay right where you put it. So I'm gonna do a red one up here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a green one in here. So it really helps if you grab one of the bristles on the inside. So push that wire through, like I said, and pull it as hard as you can, and then just go ahead and twist that wire into one of your bristles, and the ornament should stay exactly where you put it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you another technique, and I do have my hot glue pen over on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab right here and open all of my bows. Just by dipping your ornament into your glue, then it's going to be able to stay exactly where you want it. And I'm gonna use the exact same technique for some of these ornaments that are funner, and I love this polka dot one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly dip into my glue, as you guys can see. Then I'm gonna go ahead and open over on this side, and I'm gonna push that ornament right here, and it's going to stay right where I need it. I have a few of those. I'm gonna get them ready and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the elements that we added to our whimsical Christmas tree was this candy cane. So I saved some of them, and what we're going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these guys into my swag so it is a lot funner looking. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dig into my glue, let it run a little bit down. Be careful because this is kind of warm, and I'm gonna go open my swag and I'm gonna go ahead and start installing them like this. I want them to poke out of my swag. So basically what I'm gonna do is just dig into my glue, be generous with it, and go ahead and let it drip down like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one more here to the top, like that. Look how fun that is. I love these little accents because it really makes your swag look more whimsical. So I think we need one coming out of maybe here. I'm gonna add one right here. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add one right here. So I'm gonna add some glue to it. You also could use your bristles to attach if you desired. But look how fun that is, just like that. I have a few more that I'm going to add. So I'm gonna cut this one shorter. And I think I'm gonna add one over on, put it down here, but for that one actually I'm gonna just go ahead and cut this guy off all the way, and then I'm gonna use one of my bristles over on this side to attach this candy cane. So basically we're just gonna grab two and twist tie this together. Okay, so I have to tell you guys a secret. I was shooting this and my camera totally died. The battery was done and I had to wait. So what I want to explain you real quick is what I did is I grabbed some of these candies that I have that we also put on that whimsical tree. I put some glue on it, I guess I should say, deep into my glue. So I went ahead and put one right here, one right here. So I want to go ahead and bring one more down here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up right here and I'm going to push it in. And that glue should make it stay right where I put it, right by my character. So he looks like he's sitting down on it. And like what I like about that glue is because as you guys can see, it really just stays where you put it, and as it dries, it'll make it stay right there. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some picks, and I like this holly because it's green and it's so pungent, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. What I also like about these picks is that you can cut them into 3s, 2s, and 1s. You can use it as a 1, but for this occasion, I'm gonna cut it into 3 so I can continue to add and then go ahead and fluff all of your foliages. As you guys can see, we just make a little pick. So I'm gonna add one over to this side. So I'm gonna dig into my glue and I'm gonna go ahead and let it run down. I'm gonna open up my bristles right here and just put it in there. And look at that. It continues to add. This one comes really flat like this. It comes this curly cue. Go ahead and pull it. Give it a little life. Just dig into your glue. Let it run. And as it runs, it'll all cool down. I'm gonna go ahead and put a big one up here. How cute is this looking? All right, so then this one, actually I'm gonna cut into 2 because it's pretty full. So I'm gonna cut into 2. And we have another pick we're gonna add. It's gonna be our last element. All right, open it up, fluff those berries on the very middle. Fluff it, fluff, fluff, fluff. Grab it, dig into your glue. And I really hope you guys are enjoying this particular tutorial. It was so much fun to put together. And fluff your bow right here. Once again, if it has a curly cue, be sure to pull it up to give it a little bit more life. And I'm gonna go ahead and add it down here. Right here. And the last one I have is going to be this fern. Now this comes like this, but I really just want to use the individual ferns to give it even more air. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my time to cut some of these ferns. And I think we're probably gonna just use 1 or 2 of these because they are, I'll show you in a second, very glittery, very, very pretty. And I like the way this looks. As you guys can see, you can shape it into any shape that you want, giving yourself a little bit of a stem to dig into that glue. Oh, I said it right this time. Then I'm gonna go ahead and start right here on the bottom, like this. Look how fun that is. That is so much fun. Then when you have a stem like this, just go ahead and rip some of this out to give yourself a little bit of a stem. Then dig that into the glue. And now I'm gonna give you another secret. When you have this type of glue, it might run. So when it runs, what you wanna do is grab one of these little forms and just go ahead and put it on top of your glue so it looks intentional. All right, I'm gonna continue adding some of this gorgeous fern. And so basically what you wanna do is you wanna go in and out on your design, giving the fern a little bit of a shape. I'm gonna add one right here, like that. And that's gonna give that air and that extension that we're always looking. That's why I always recommend to add some of these elements towards the end, because it really just gives it that 3-dimensional look that we are always looking for. I'm gonna add one right here, as you guys can see, just by adding it. Then you bend a little bit. Look how fun that is. So I'm gonna put one right here coming down, but I ran out, so I'm gonna grab probably the longest one on this stem. How gorgeous is this, you guys? It's gorgeous and fun at the same time. I'm having so much fun showing you all of these tricks, and I really just hope that you are enjoying and learning a little bit of what we do in the floral industry. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and fluff all of my bows, put this on the door and show you what it looks like. Keep watching. Well, if you made it this far into the channel, I would love to know which out of all of these Christmas DIYs was your favorite and the most you're willing to give it a try. Let me tell you, they were all super easy and very affordable to make. Well, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you enjoy all of these Christmas DIYs. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. Let them know what we're doing here at Ramon at Home for Christmas in July and also for the rest of the year's Christmas decorating ideas. Real quick, I want to take a second one more time to thank this week's members, Loretta LeBlue, Dee Strasnick, and Bob McAllister. Thank you guys so much for joining and for becoming producers. That really helps to produce better videos here on the channel. If you want to support the channel, be sure to join, and there's going to be a link in the description box below, and then also the join button somewhere here on the screen, I think under the video. Well, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. You can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.